Good morning. It is the next day, so I want to reverse the 2-month streak of not doing 2 videos a month. So today being May 16th and being halfway through the month, I wanted to start my recap earlier. And yeah, I was able to get up early today, take a shower, wash my hair. So I have about 30 minutes before I start my usual routine for the morning. Usually around 7:30, that's when I'll go and start making breakfast and do all of the morning things, have breakfast up until around 9 when Josue leaves to see his patients, and then I start like work. So half an hour, we'll see how far I get with my little recap. The first thing I wanted to say though was so far I haven't had too many video clips of like me at the gym, and honestly the first week of May, see my throat, it's still kind of sticky, but the first week of May I was still on my period, so I didn't go to the gym and I just took it really slow. The extra 2 hours during the day was really helpful to stay focused in work, and I just see how easy it is for me to work all day or like stay in my office all day, and just like I'm just very comfortable working and using my brain. It is not stressful for me, and that's not necessarily good because my body deserves the attention and for me to put in work as well. So that was the first week. And then this week so far, I did go to the gym on Monday and Tuesday so far. Wednesday and yesterday, I had planned them off and to walk instead. I probably only walked a mile, to be honest, with the dogs outside looping our backyard. And then today I will go to the gym in the afternoon at 2. So we'll go ahead and start the recap. I started the month by actually visiting my parents. Ella and her boyfriend were coming home to go to her friend's wedding, and so we just took that opportunity to do like a little family get together. In any case, that morning I spent some time with my dad and got to see what he's been up to. I'm happy that he has time now to explore his other interests, his creative, artistic, intellectual, academic side. And it was stuff that he didn't really have time for when he was making a living and raising us, doing carpet, being a laborer. Yeah, my dad's always been very brainy, and he has a level of sophistication to him and elegance to his thinking, his ability to execute, to create, and his calligraphy is beautiful. It makes me want to help him set up a little shop or something so he can sell his work. And I think my sister feels the same way. Seeing my dad's calligraphy makes me appreciate our culture so much, and being Chinese, and it always inspires me to want to get better at my own Chinese. It's just more and more I want to hold on to my roots and be able to capture as much as I can. But I have so much I want to do, so that's always the challenge. And mom, can't say enough good things about mom either. Here she is making extra food for me and Ella to take home to feed our significant others. And this is a scene of her scrumptious breakfast for us. Mom's food's so good. Mom was pretty much in the kitchen the entire 2 days I was there. She made beef tendon, chicken curry. She even made me special soup to help soothe my throat. And these are some lamb shanks. What are they? I don't know meat, They're so good. And those are her lotus leaf rice patties, rice tamales, congee, noodles, and we had a feast for lunch before I headed back home that later that day. This trip home, I even got to take Klaus out for his favorite thing, which is a little stroll through my parents' backyard. And even though I'm not his favorite anymore, I'm so glad that he and my sister have such a close relationship. I still love him so, so much. I love you, Klaus. And maybe in the next lifetime, we'll be able to spend more time together. Something else in progress this month is I started practicing the piano again. A little background on me and the piano. Well, I've always had this love for the piano, or I should say I developed this love for the piano ever since second grade or third grade. We were in science class and there was a piano in that room. And I remember one of my classmates had volunteered to play a song, and the song she played was For Elise. Ever since then, I always wished I could play too, because I just thought it was so cool that someone could just sit at a piano and make sense of the keys and join all of these different notes into a beautiful song. And so since the second grade, I've had this fascination with the piano. Every time we visited friends or other family members, family friends who had pianos, that was the thing that I gravitated towards. It wasn't hide and go seek, it wasn't the video games, it was their piano. And every time I tried my darndest to play the best Mary Had a Little Lamb, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and Doe Deer. And eventually I was able to play Mary Had a Little Lamb with two hands, with the accompanying chords played by the left hand. I was probably 10 or 11, around that age, and it was just such a proud moment for me. I never did get lessons though until I was 14. So I think when I was 12 or 13, I really, really, really wanted to play a piano. And so my dad went on a search through all of the ads on the newspaper at that time. We didn't know about Craigslist or any of that. And he eventually got me a little acoustic piano. And I played and found For Elise. I think we went to Borders bookstore and got a little music songbook, Beethoven. And I remember I spent, a couple hours just penciling in every single note, right hand, left hand. And that was my pride and joy, learning For Elise on my own. And then when I was 14, my dad had a customer, and his daughter actually was a very accomplished pianist, and I got to take a couple lessons from her that summer for 3 months. And during that time, that's when I learned several new songs, including the one that I'm re-practicing now. And as I recall why the lessons stopped or why I stopped practicing, I forgot about this until I dug deep into my memory. And one of the reasons why I stopped was because when I was 14 was actually when I developed my eating disorder. So 13 years old, I got sick over winter break, and I stayed sick for the whole month. Dropped 10 pounds, and then from there I started to spiral into an eating disorder. And so all of 8th grade, I was heavy or just deep in my anorexia. Finished the 8th grade, and then that summer, the summer when I started piano lessons, was the same summer I started swimming. So it was kind of a interesting time because swimming somehow fixed my mindset around being okay with gaining weight. At the end of 8th grade, at the depths of my anorexia, I graduated at 80 or I graduated middle school at 82 pounds. That summer with swimming, I gained 16 pounds. So I started 9th grade at 98 pounds. But by that time, I felt so ashamed of my weight gain that I didn't feel worthy of playing the piano anymore, which is crazy to think about that reality because it's so sad. And I think I didn't want to see my piano teacher again because I was afraid that she would judge me for all of my weight gain and looking fat. And so I stopped going. And I think I told my parents that I just didn't want to keep going to piano lessons. I didn't tell them why, nothing like that. I remember another thing that would cause me some anxiety or distress is whenever I'd go for piano lessons, her or her family might offer me like some juice or a snack. And I always felt uncomfortable because, again, due to my eating disorder, I didn't want to take in those extra calories, but at the same time, I knew that it was rude to refuse food or just, being a guest and all. And so that was another factor. And so because of that, I stopped. I did not continue piano lessons once I started high school. Thankfully, we are no longer in high school, and I am now a grown person, and I know that I am always valuable. I might not always feel it, but I know it. So I'm very glad that I got to start practicing again. I think every night I've been practicing at least an hour. An hour honestly feels very short. Time goes by really quick. But I'm very, very happy. And this is Josue's keyboard. During the time that we were moving to our new home, Josue was actually thinking about donating this keyboard because he hadn't been using it. And I think there was something in me that didn't want him to part ways with it because I think I secretly actually wanted to play. And so, and I couldn't ignore that desire anymore because really what happened was I was looking for a TV stand on Facebook Marketplace and I saw that there were so many free pianos in the area. And so I had this brilliant idea and I thought, hey, I can bring a piano home and then put my TV on top of the piano. Luckily, Josue convinced me out of that idea and told me to try out the digital piano first. And if I really, really love it, then I can get a nice one. And well, surprise, surprise, I ended up seeing that Costco had a huge sale for a very fancy digital piano, and Josue supported my decision to get it. And I love it so much. But we'll talk a bit more about that later. The rest of the month so far has been good food. We also got to, of course, celebrate Mother's Day. And so, Mother's Day weekend, we actually went to go visit my father-in-law, my stepmom-in-law, and then the following day, my family came over and mom cooked up a feast. She made chicken, homemade roast duck, Chinese broccoli, 5-spice pork belly, and soup. And I'm like, Mom, I wanted to make it easy on you. Thanks to Mom, we also had leftovers for a couple days of her delicious food. All right, so back to the piano. I must say, I am so grateful that we're in a position now where I could get a piano like this to practice on, it makes me think about just how far we've come, and in thinking back to the story of why I stopped playing, I'm so grateful that I've made so much progress in my mindset, my ability to see love in myself and be alive and play to play and not feel like I didn't deserve to have fun or deserve to learn or deserve to enjoy. So, feeling very, very grateful. Anyway, that's it. I will end this video with the rest of my piano practice and a quick update on my current physique. So after I got sick and no working out for a while, I was sitting around 134 here. All right, until next time, see you in 2 weeks.